Everybody, so today we're going to be looking at what we call external rotation of the shoulder, which is that range of movement going back that way, a very weak and tender position, so an important one to work on simply because we don't spend too much time in that range of movement. But if you play tennis or you're doing throwing sports, or you just want to make sure your shoulders are strong and mobile enough for the work you're doing at the gym, then it's a really important range of movement to work. Now for this, I'm going to recommend that you have something or a couple of objects to use to prop your elbow up off of the floor, and then depending on your range of movement to prop your hand up off of the floor as well. So let me show you what I mean by that. Now if you don't have these, it doesn't matter too much, but if you're serious about improving your mobility, then I'd recommend that you do get yourself a couple of yoga blocks, because there's going to be multiple times when they come in handy. So, depending on your range of movement, I'd say you definitely need something beneath the elbow, and we want that elbow to be at about 90 degrees to the shoulder, and then depending on your range of movement, you can start to play with the different height of your hand here. So the more range of movement you have, obviously the higher up your hand is going to go. So we want a 90-degree angle from our shoulder to our elbow, and then 90 degrees as well at our elbow, so from our elbow joint up to our wrist. And we want to find a position in which we can just comfortably relax into. You don't want any pain through the back of the shoulder here. So if you find that you go into this position, it's a bit too much, just drop that height down. Again, it's a very sensitive position, so if you've not spent too much time in that range, it might be if you push too far into it, you're going to find it a little bit uncomfortable. So find the range of movement that you're able to relax into, and then we're just going to go through our pails and rails drills from here. So if you've not done those before, I'll talk you through them. We start off with about a 2-minute hold minimum, and during those 2 minutes you just want to try and get as relaxed and as comfortable as you can in that position, and we do that by focusing on our breathing. Think about 6 seconds in and out through the nose. That's just going to help really relax the body in this position. So let's go from there. Cool, then picture that you've done your 2 minutes from there. Now what we want to do is start to strengthen through this range. So to do that, the first thing we're going to do is build tension through our whole body. You'd obviously do this with your head down on the ground, and just for me to talk you through, I have to lift my head up. You're then going to start to apply pressure down with that wrist, so that if the block wasn't there, that's what would happen. You'd be driving down into the floor. Imagine there's a weight scale on that block. You want to slowly start to make it read heavier and heavier as that time goes on. Because it's quite a sensitive and tender position, start quite low. Think 10 to 20% of your maximum effort pushing down, and as that time goes on, you can ramp that intensity up. So we want to build for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then hold for a 10 or 15 second maximum contraction, driving that hand down into the block. Then we want to hold that tension through the body and put our effort the other way as we try to make our hand light and lift off the block, with the effort coming through the back of the shoulder. Don't just think about the hand lifting, think about the shoulder trying to rotate externally to attempt to make that hand light. Again, 10 or 15 seconds building that tension, and then a 10 or 15 second maximum hold. And once you've done that, we relax. Again, spend 10 or 15 seconds in the stretch once again, and then go through another round of those contractions where you drive the hand down, and then where you try and pull the hand away. Once you've done the 2 rounds of those, because that's what we're going to use to increase range of movement, we then want to work into the range of movement that we've just tried to open up. So you drop the height of the block down. Again, that's going to depend on your range of movement, so it could be that you need to completely take it away. And then we actively try to pull that hand up into that range that we were just in, like this. Go through about 10 reps, and don't think about the hand lifting. The hand will lift, but think about the movement being initiated from the shoulder as we try to lift off. As always, with all of this, the intent is what matters. So you can simply gently push down into the block and pull away, but the more effort you put into your push and your pull, the more effort you put into that shoulder rotation, the more benefit you're going to see.